Hello students, good morning to all of you. In previous class we have learned and we have revised the chapter Nutrition in Plants, where we have discussed saprotrophs and symbiosis. Okay. Today we will finish the chapter with the topic how nutrients are replenished in the soil. Okay. So I am writing the topic. You can open your book, page number 7. How nutrients are replenished in the soil, isn't it? So this is the topic. Now, how nutrients are replenished? Replenished means, you know, replenished means restore, to restore, or fill up again, fill up again. Okay. So how those nutrients are replenished in the soil? Here the answer is by adding some manures and fertilizer, isn't it? So by adding manures and fertilizer, nutrients are replenished in the soil. Okay. Now can you differentiate between the manure and fertilizer? Can you differentiate anyone? Which is natural among manure and fertilizer? Write in your chat box, students. I want to see which is natural among manure and fertilizer. Very good. Manure. Manure is the natural, but fertilizer, that is the chemically made, or this is synthetically made. Manure is organic. This is formed due to decomposition of some vegetables, also animal waste. This manure is formed due to decomposition of vegetables and some other animal waste. This manure is formed, but fertilizer is made synthetically, okay, or chemically. Now manure is more better than the fertilizer because it does not affect the soil fertility ever, but due to using fertilizer continuously, it may diminish the soil fertility. Okay. And in fertilizer there are so many nutrients are present. Not only in fertilizer, manures, many nutrients are present, such as in your book only 3. NPK, that is nitrogen, okay, then phosphorus, and another is potassium, okay, Potassium. Now this NPK, what are these? These are chemical formula of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium respectively. Understood? So these are the main nutrients that is found in fertilizers and manures. You must have heard that farmers using fertilizer that is rich in nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Okay. And these nutrients are needed to be added from time to time to enrich the soil. Okay. And we can grow plants and keep them healthy if we can fulfill the nutrients requirement of plants. Now, nitrogen is very vital for plants growth. As we know, nitrogen is most essential for their growth. Now, how nitrogen is being used by the plants. So nitrogen can be used by two modes. One as fertilizer or manure fertilizer. Another is fixes by soil bacteria. That we will learn. So as we know that nitrogen that is present in air, 78% nitrogen, that is in raw form. That nitrogen cannot be used by the plants in direct form. So they must be converted into some usable form or soluble form by some soil bacteria present in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Okay, such bacteria are known as Rhizobium. Okay, they converts the raw form of nitrogen into soluble form. Okay, so let's see how nitrogen is fixed by the plants. And there is a relationship between the root nodules of leguminous plant that possessing Rhizobium bacteria and legume plant. That relation is known as symbiosis. Now my question is here, how nitrogen is fixed? How nitrogen is fixes? Okay. So here usually crop plants absorb a lot of nitrogen and the soil become deficient in nitrogen. You learned that though nitrogen gas is available in plenty in air, plant cannot use it in the manner they can use carbon dioxide. So they need nitrogen in a soluble form. Now I am drawing a picture of legume plant. These are such legume plant and their roots possessing some node-like structure. Okay, these are called as root nodules. Okay, root nodule, and this is a legume plant. Legume plant, you know, pulses, beans, these are such legume plant. Okay, so here these are such root nodules. In these root nodules some bacteria are present over here. These bacteria, some soil bacteria named Rhizobium. Rhizobium present in the root nodules of leguminous plant. Okay, so how they fixes nitrogen? Any problem up to this? Have you understood what is root nodule? Please write in your chat box. Rhizobium. Now I am rubbing this, as I have already told that there is a relationship between the legume plant and that bacteria. That relationship is known as symbiosis. Now I will tell how this symbiosis occurs in legume plant and the soil bacteria. Okay, just here you can write here I can write root nodules of legume plant that is enhanced by presence of soil bacteria named Rhizobium. Okay, Rhizobium. Understood? So this Rhizobium and another things, legume plant in another country, legume, is this visible or not? Legume plant. Now there is a relationship between the soil bacteria Rhizobium that is present in the root nodules of legume plant and the legume plant itself. So what is such relationship? Okay, so here the bacteria present in the root nodules, they convert atmospheric nitrogen into usable form or soluble form isn't it? So they are converting the atmospheric nitrogen into usable form so that plant can utilize the nitrogen. In return, what leguminous plant do for the bacteria? They provide food and shelter. They provide food and shelter to those soil bacteria. Okay, so here again I am telling that Rhizobium convert atmospheric nitrogen into usable or soluble form so that plant can utilize the nitrogen, and in return this legume plant provide food and shelter to the bacteria. So by this way they are helping each other and they are interdependent on each other, and you have already learned that such relationship known as symbiosis. What is that? Symbiosis. So have you understood how symbiosis is related with the bacteria and leguminous plant? I hope you understood this. Okay, so try to see your book, page number 7, that they need nitrogen in soluble form, and the bacterium called Rhizobium can take atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into usable form. That I have already told. Okay, then but Rhizobium cannot make its own food, so it often lives in the roots of gram, peas, moong, beans and other legumes that provides them with nitrogen. In return, plants provide food and shelter to the bacteria, and thus they have a symbiotic relationship or symbiosis between them, and which association is great significance for farmers. So this is a great significance for farmer. Okay, so they are getting nitrogen whatever they require, and they can reduce the use of nitrogen as fertilizer where leguminous plants are grown. So this is the significance, great significance for the farmer. Which is the significance? Which is the most significant here for the farmers? Here the association, the symbiotic association become a great significance for farmers because they can reduce the use of nitrogenous fertilizer or nitrogenous fertilizer where leguminous plants are grown. Okay. So in this chapter you have learned that most of the plants are autotrophs, only few plants are parasitic or insectivorous or saprotrophic. Okay, they derive nutrition from other organisms, and all animals are categorized as heterotrophs since they depends on plants. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Have you any problem, students? The next day we will discuss question answer of this chapter, isn't it? Question answer of this chapter with more detailed form. And if you have any problem, you can ask me here in the chat box. Yes, Ayantik, your syllabus for biology is only 2 for term 1 examination. That is, one is nutrition in plants and another is respiration in organisms. Okay, respiration in organisms and nutrition in plants. Okay. No, transportation will not come, Antik, not come. So you have no problem, I hope.